Hello. First of all, I have a little cat friend hanging out with me while I film this video. So if you hear random noises, it's the cat who now sees a fly who's now about to go crazy. Don't do it.
Okay, Ernie, I need my desk. Please get your fly. Oh my god, I think you got the fly.
All right, I think the fly situation has been taken care of. Hello, everyone. I debated for quite a while about whether or not to make this video, but today I am going to be giving you like a real, raw body update post weight gain. I wanted to do this because I don't think it's fair or helpful in any way to only show like the highlight reel of my body when it's at an aesthetic that I'm super happy with. As you guys know, I've been actively trying to lose weight for the last few months, so I feel like it only makes sense to really show you like where I'm at so that you have context. My hesitance to make this video came from two things. First is, even though like I am not 100% happy with my physique right now, I know that I do live in a smaller body. I am not overweight. I do not have a lot of excess body fat. Like, I am still a relatively small person. And I know that for some people in larger bodies, it can be really uncomfortable to watch someone who's my size say that they aren't happy with their body. And the last thing that I want to do with any video is make someone feel like they are worth less because of how I feel about myself. So that said, if you think this might make you uncomfortable, if you think this might make you think, oh, well, if she's not 100% happy with her body, then my body absolutely sucks and blah, 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 like, feel free to just turn off this video. I won't be offended. Your self-worth is worth a lot more than this video. The second reason I hesitated to make this video is that in my extensive healing journey from topical steroid withdrawal, I learned the power of not giving voice to the negative thoughts. Going through topical steroid withdrawal was excruciatingly painful, difficult, horrendous, etc. But I was able to maintain a positive mindset because I didn't let myself even fully form the thoughts of like how painful it was or how terrifying I kind of looked. And I especially didn't vocalize them frequently because I didn't want that to become my default thought pattern. Like, wow, I'm in so much pain. Wow, I look like a flaky red monster, that kind of thing. And so I just hesitate now to vocalize my thoughts about this small amount of weight gain that I have experienced because I don't want to be constantly thinking about it. Like, I don't want to reinforce these thought patterns. That said, I did make several videos updating you on my skin throughout my topical steroid withdrawal journey process thing. So it's not like I think I'm doomed to eternal failure and self-ridicule if I make this video. So I decided to just go ahead and make this video anyway and hope for the best. I also feel the need to give this other huge disclaimer, which is that yes, I am talking about weight gain. No, I am not 100% like super stoked about what my physique is at. That does not mean that I don't like my body, that I don't like myself, that I'm unhappy with what I have, that I'm ungrateful for this body that I'm living in. It certainly doesn't mean that I love my body any less than I did at a lower body fat percentage. And especially after going through topical steroid withdrawal, like, I learned to love my body on such a deeper level than how it looks that like I could gain 50 pounds and still love my body the same. And there are honestly some parts of having a slightly higher body fat percentage that I enjoy. Like, I have a lot more like curve to my body. My butt is definitely bigger. So I still love and appreciate my body at this physique. The only thing is that it doesn't feel like me. It doesn't feel like my body. It doesn't feel like my happy weight that I am solidly comfortable in. It's much more of an objective feeling, I think, at least for me. Like, one time I dyed my hair red, and when I dyed my hair red, I didn't like it. And I thought to myself, I prefer myself with brown hair. And that's kind of how I feel about gaining just a few extra pounds of fat. I just prefer myself with a few fewer pounds of fat. There was nothing wrong with the red hair at all. There's nothing wrong with a few extra pounds of fat at all. I just prefer it the other way. Just to really hammer in that metaphor one more time, it's like chocolate ice cream versus vanilla ice cream. Both delicious. I would love either of them if you gave them to me, but I prefer chocolate ice cream. Okay, we're done with the metaphors. I'll move on. But I do just want to say, be nice, please. In the comments. For reasons mentioned above, this is not the easiest video for me to post, so it would be nice if the comments were nice. Thank you. So first I want to give you a super quick overview of kind of like the history of my weight and physique, just for context so you understand like where I am now. When I graduated college 3 years ago, oh my God, it's been 3 years since I graduated college. What have I done with my life? What am I doing with my life? Anyway, now is not the time to existential crisis. When I graduated college 3 years ago, I was 111.8 pounds at 17% body fat. And before any of you freak out about how low that weight is, I am a very small person. For me, that was a very reasonably healthy weight. Like, doctors were not concerned about my weight. I maintained that physique effortlessly for like a year and a half. And that was where I think I genuinely have felt the most comfortable in my body and the happiest with my physique. Like, if I could have just maintained that for like ever, I would have. But you know, after college, life happens, you get jobs, things happen, your lifestyle changes. And so for the last 3 years, I've basically kind of been fluctuating between like 115 and I got to 123 at the end of my reverse diet. And the only time within that I was particularly unhappy with my physique was after like the first year of working nonstop, like 90 hours a week, driving an extra 10, not really sleeping, not getting out in the sun, and not having any social life. Like, it probably was less my physique that I was unhappy with and more just like everything else going on, but it was also like I didn't feel as comfortable in my body by the end of that year. But other than that, throughout the last 3 years, I've been happy with my body and like comfortable with where I've been at. So January of this year, after having taken like 9 months off from exercise because of my whole topical steroid withdrawal business, I weighed in at 115.8 pounds and 18.4% body fat. Not too shabby after not exercising for that long. But then here's what happened. From February through like the end of March, I gained like 11 pounds of fat, not muscle, very quickly. I weighed myself this morning for you guys because I've told you guys before I'm not really weighing myself, but for the sake of this video, I was 126.4 pounds and 21.3% body fat. And I know 11 pounds doesn't seem like a lot, and for a lot of people it isn't a lot, but because I am small, it is proportionally a lot more on my body, and it's a lot more noticeable than if I were like an average size human. It's at the point where my clothes don't fit me very well right now. Like, most of them are uncomfortable and are just very unflattering. I can also for the first time feel excess fat on my body just when I'm like moving around and walking. So even though it doesn't sound like much, it has made a significant difference in like just how I feel moving in my body. Not even like about how I look, just about how I feel when I move. I spent about 4 months actively trying to lose this excess fat that I had gained, and I got myself basically nowhere. I managed to stop gaining weight, so that was probably a good thing, because on the trajectory of 5 pounds a month, that would have added up pretty fast. But for those 4 months, my weight basically yo-yoed back and forth, and part of this was due to my own lack of consistency, but part of it was due to the same thing that I think caused the initial weight gain in the first place, which is imbalanced cortisol. In short, topical steroid withdrawal completely disrupts your cortisol, causes all kinds of weird fluctuations, and I think that is what caused my weight gain at the beginning of this year. And I think its lack of regulating itself is what caused me to not be able to lose the weight, and is also what has caused me to not get my period back after 3 months post-birth control. The cortisol thing is a theory, but like everything kind of makes sense in that context. So where I'm at now is basically about a month ago, I realized that, you know, if I hit that 3-month mark with not getting my period back, that actively trying to lose weight was probably a bad idea, and it was probably also an indicator that something else was going wrong, and that is what is preventing me from losing weight, rather than the fact that I'm just failing at it. So basically right now I have shifted all of my goals. I am no longer directly focusing on fat loss. Yes, I would love to lose some fat in the long run, but right now that's not the goal. The goal is to not worry about my aesthetics and instead focus on regulating my cortisol and getting my period back. And once my body is in a happier, healthier place internally, then I think that honestly is probably just gonna help me lose weight a lot easier in the long run. I say this all the time, but the healthier you are, the easier it is to lose weight. If you focus on health, the aesthetics will follow. If you just focus on aesthetics, you may get to your goal, but you might destroy your health in the process. And I don't want that to be me. My main priority is and always will be my overall health. So as of late, I have just surrendered myself to this new weight that I'm living at, this new body that I'm living in, and we're just gonna chill here for a bit, and that's fine. But speaking of this body, this video is supposed to be a body update, and I think I've put it off long enough. So this wouldn't be a Misfit and Nerdy body update if I didn't give you the fun, happy dance. So let's do that first. I see, I like So I filmed that this morning before eating anything, before drinking anything, just so you got like a clear picture of like where my physique is at before food and bloating and whatever. And honestly, watching that back after I filmed it, it made me happy with my physique right now. So again, like, this is not me saying I don't like my body the way it is. Like, I thought I looked decent in that video. The only thing I'm really embarrassed about is my dancing skills. Nothing's gonna fix the horrendous dancing. So I have the kind of body where I naturally store more of my fat in my arms and my legs rather than my abdominal region. Like, that is, my stomach is where I gain fat last and where I lose it from first. And so for as long as I can remember, I've basically had like a relatively flat stomach. As you can see in this little body update, it is no longer flat, which again is okay. It's just different. I can also personally tell that my arms are quite a bit bigger, my legs are quite a bit bigger, my butt's definitely bigger, which is definitely not a drawback, but it is a little bit less defined than it used to be, so that's a little bit of a drawback. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about how I look other than this is what I'm looking like now. This is what I look like with an extra 11 pounds of fat on my body, and I just wanted to be super open and transparent about what my physique actually looks like, especially because when I do flex and when I do pose, I can kind of get away with looking the same way that I used to. Just a smidge curvier, which again, I kind of like. I don't know, I feel like this is important for context, and I asked you guys on Instagram if you wanted to see this, so I'm showing you, I don't know. What I honestly wanted to talk about wasn't really what I look like specifically, but kind of how I'm coming to terms with this different physique and this different body that I'm currently in, and how I am staying positive about it and, you know, not letting it get to me, not letting it make me think, okay, now I just need to restrict all my calories and lose all the weight, because that would not be a healthy mentality. So I just want to end this video with sharing some of the things that I have been doing to help me come to terms with the weight change and not fight against it. The first big thing is that for me, I just made the mental switch to focusing on health rather than my aesthetics. Like, for 4 months when I was trying to lose fat, my focus was aesthetics, which is fine, but now I know that there's other health things going on, and that is what I need to focus on right now. And once I get that in line, then I can worry about my physique. But for now, I just need to worry about my health. Like, I need to get my period back. I don't want to have amenorrhea. I want to have kids one day, not anytime soon, but one day. And for that, I do need a menstrual cycle. So shifting all of my energy and all of my focus towards health really helps me not think about where my physique is at. I also stopped weighing myself other than today to like actually give you guys a number, but I hadn't weighed myself in quite a while, just because again, seeing that number is useless. It's not really relevant to my health unless it was like majorly changing, in which case there would be something else going on and I'd want to know that, but I would also probably see that visually. Also, only wearing clothes that fit me well and trying to prioritize the clothes that are actually still somewhat flattering on me. And as soon as I made the switch to focusing on health and forgetting about fat loss, I completely switched to intuitive eating. Like, I have been listening to my body more intently now than I have in quite a while. Just really responding to my hunger cues, only eating if I'm hungry, stopping as soon as I'm full, giving my body like the foods that it seems to be craving and all of that. I trust my body to know what it needs, and so I'm just kind of letting it guide the way. I'm also doing a lot of mindset work, regularly reminding myself of the things that I do like about my physique right now, like having some nice curves, having a bigger bootay, and then just generally making sure I'm focusing on the positives of this experience, not just like within my physique. Really shifting my focus towards how I feel, exercising purely for the enjoyment of it, and also eating to feel as physically good as possible. And then the big thing for me is constantly reminding myself that health is my goal, and that if I ultimately want to get back to my comfy weight that I feel most myself at, I need to fix my health first. I need to let my body do what it needs to do to heal, and if that means gaining a few extra pounds of fat, that is totally fine, because that's what my body needs. Again, like I said, I trust my body, and that is where I'm currently at right now. I don't know if this video was helpful. I hope it was. I just felt like it was something that needed to be put out there. I share everything about my health with you guys, and I feel like this is just an important step in the process of where I'm going and this journey that I'm on. So I hope it helped some of you. If it did, please give this video a big thumbs up. Please leave a comment down below and let me know if you've ever struggled with weight gain, whether it's intentional weight gain, unintentional weight gain, and how you're doing with it, how you're coping with it. If you have any more suggestions, tips, and tricks, I would appreciate them. Other people watching this video would probably appreciate reading them in the comments, so please share all you got. Speaking of sharing, please also share this video with your friends, your family, and your neighbors. Stick it on Facebook or wherever the heck you like to share videos. If you want to see more videos about me gaining weight / struggling to lose weight, I will link a few over here. If you want to see future videos from me, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the little notification bell so you get notified when I post a video, and I will see you very soon. Bye.